Today, before we get in today's video, I'd like to say rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins. And also, thanks to our new wide receiver, speedster, DeAndre Carter.
21.
Okay. I'm going to go over my draft 2.0 right now. But before that, this is a disclaimer. Even though you have a draft order and a needs list, you still have to draft the best players at the right round. All right, let's get into it now. Looks like the Chargers are about to enter the NFL 2022 draft. And we might need to have some questions answered, you know what I'm saying, before drafting. Some of these are questions and some of these are generalizations, you know what I'm saying? And also, this is my draft order, 2.0. I have us taking a defensive tackle at 17. Other than that, my draft list, it goes like this. Defensive tackle, offensive tackle, cornerback / fullback, offensive linebacker, outside linebacker, inside linebacker, kicker, defensive end, wide receiver. Okay, those are my top two points. All right, number three. Needs versus best player at that round. So that's how you have to look at it. When you're drafting at number 17, your needs versus the best player at that situation. You know, a lot of people want us to take the defensive tackle out of Georgia. I'm not opposed to that. Anytime we can get more pressure or touchdowns or sacks, I'm always going to be with that. Okay. Number 4. What they do versus how they fit the NFL scheme. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you have a player that's really fast, or whatever, et cetera. When they get to the NFL, they will be neutralized to a certain extent. You know, maybe they're fast and maybe they can catch, but they're going to have trouble running routes. You know what I'm saying? It can also be the other way around. You just never know when it comes to how a player fits an NFL scheme versus how they fit the NCAA scheme, you know. All right, number 5. Could they start? You want to get somebody, even though you might be drafting for depth or whatnot, you never know when they're going to be called in to play. You just never know. So you will always want to draft somebody that could start for you. You know, that's just how it goes in the NFL because you never know when these players are going to be called to duty. So I'd rather draft a player that could potentially start. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to teach him too much. You know, he's been doing this 3 years of college, whatnot, you know, if he didn't leave early. Okay, so let's go to number 6. You know, how do they fit depth? You know, look for standouts. Always looking for standouts when you're trying to do a draft because maybe you won't have to teach them so much. You know, maybe they paid attention the first time. You don't have to. They don't keep making the same mistakes like, you know, players typically do in the NFL. You know, around their first and second season. You know, number 8. No, my bad. Number 7. Does it look easy for them? Mm-hmm. If it looks easy for them, then you know that you won't have to teach them as much, you know, and they'll possibly stay consistent, you know. If they're on defense, they get the turnovers and know how to tackle. If they're on offense, they know how to run routes, block, and catch the ball. Basically, you know what I'm saying? Taking the number 8, my number 8 would be taking advantage of undrafted free agents and practice squad players. You know, after the draft, there's going to be a whole slew of players that don't get drafted. You know, take advantage, you know, especially along the offensive line and defensive line. Because I remember Gates, Antonio Gates. He was an undrafted free agent, you know. Now he's a Hall of Famer. So sometimes you just got to take a chance on players that didn't get drafted. It just happens sometimes. Okay, so then we'll go to the number 8. I mean number 9. I don't know why I keep getting my numbers mixed up. Number 9. I don't trust our backup running backs. I really don't I don't trust our backup running backs. I feel like we need to cut at least one of them so we can bring in a new guy. Or you could bring in a new guy and then bump one of our guys to the practice squad. Because I just don't, Kelly, I'm not a believer in him anymore. You know what I'm saying? Joshua Kelly, I'm not feeling him no more. But I also want us to take this defensive tackle from Georgia. If we can get him or the cornerback from LSU, I'm not opposed to that. Always looking for big guys on the line or on the offensive line. That's one thing that I always look out for and I love, All right, number 10. We still need to stop the run. Draft linebackers who love to tackle. Inside and outside linebacker. We do need one of each, right now. So, you guys let me know how you feel about my draft 2.0. Get in the comments, subscribe, get in the comments.